Hey guys, Fury79 here. Today is National No Smoking Day, the 11th of March, and we're here. Is it the 12th? Sorry, I stand corrected, it's the 12th of March. We all know my knowledge on dates, it's awful. Bristol Royal Hospital, National No Smoking Day, and there is a no smoking kiosk in the main entrance. So I've already asked if they'll be interviewed. So far it's positive, but most of the questions that I have asked already have got no clues. They didn't know what TPD is, they don't know what Article 18 is, yet do recognise e-cigarettes as a viable alternative to smoking. I'll do a little bit in there, in the main foyer in a minute, and we'll take it from there and see what happens. But I have asked for an interview with the boss of the Smoking Cessation Clinic here at Worcester Royal. See you soon. So there it is, smoke-free campaign stuff. Still no word from the person who stood there earlier in a no smoking t-shirt about an interview. I'm not holding my hopes up for it. But we'll wait until we're discharged from the antenatal unit today, and I'll do a piece of camera later on about it. Hopefully get this all uploaded today. Be interesting if they do give an interview. Well, that was an interesting conversation with the Smoking Cessation people. They won't give an interview on camera right now, but they are going to entertain the idea, which is good. On the whole, the woman that I spoke to had a reasonable amount of knowledge, but has still been clearly misled because they're still saying, we don't know what's in them. Anyway, I'm going to go and pick the wife up. I'm TheFury. I'll speak to you soon. Hey guys. So, what an interesting day. National Non-Smoking Day. No Smoking Day. I hope every one of you who see this, sorry, what the dogs are doing, will at least consider e-cigarettes. For many of these following reasons. At the hospital today, picking up little one with Nixie, I spotted in the foyer of the hospital a smoking cessation stand. Talk to us if you want to talk about quitting the fags. Fair enough. Doctor's prerogative, to encourage healthy living in their patients. So I sauntered up. Immediately I thought, yeah, I want to talk to these people and see if I can get an interview. Now the one woman who was there said, look, well, I have to talk to my boss. Fair enough, I can go with that. But I did ask her questions. When I get to those, because I asked the same with her boss. Now she was rather nonchalant and rather flippant about it, really, because she didn't really want to speak about it, because she didn't want to get into trouble. Well, I can understand that, not a job's worth. Especially when you've got me coming in, quite early this morning. So I'm wandering in and out, and helping Nixie go in and out, I'm getting stuff for the baby, loading up the car and whatnot. And I've kept the tripod and the camera on my back, just in case they go, yeah, we can do it now. No avail, no avail. And they refused, because they've got to talk to their press release officer. I'm a fucking YouTuber. I'm not the BBC News. So I asked quite a few questions. Now, this particular branch of the NHS smoke-free campaign is more than happy to prescribe your 12-year-old kids, without your knowledge, nicotine replacement therapies. Let us sink in for a second, because it gets better. It gets better. They're happy with that. If the child is addicted to nicotine, well, I can't really say much about being 12 years old and being addicted to nicotine. I started smoking when I was quite young. I was about 13, 14 maybe, and I grew up around it. But isn't it more responsible not to give them something that contains hydrochloric acid, various other things? And I just think it's unethical to give kids that young more nicotine. That's my opinion. You can do with that what you like. Now, I mentioned things like Zyban and Champix. I asked them, do you make sure that your potential patients are aware of the horrendous side effects that it can have and has had. What are they? I'm not aware there is any. It gets you off cigarettes. So you haven't heard of the mass suicide? Well, not mass suicides, but suicides, the psychopathic behaviour? No? No? That's for a doctor to decide. I thought you were a medical professional, love. I'm not, but you're still allowed to prescribe me NRT. Yeah. Okay. Still, they don't know what's in this. Sorry if I keep looking over there. Ozzy's chewing something in my camera bag and all that stuff. Apparently they don't know what's in this. To this day. They don't know what's in an e-cigarette. And the information is widely available. I said, look, just go here, just check this guy out, check out Professor Etta, check out Clive Bates, check out Dr. Farasilinos, vapetrails.tv, RY4. The information's everywhere. If you just fucking use these. I didn't get that upset about it. And I explained to her, there's nicotine, PG, VG, and flavouring. But they still don't know what's in it. The batteries explode. Only on cheap, shoddy batteries with poor charging. You know? People who've been poorly educated. You know, it's all just simple common sense, really. You should really see my dog. He's going around with a bone now. It's probably longer than he is. Now, my favourite part of this little conversation was the amount NRT costs. I read somewhere from the UKV release after the TPD was adopted that it has cost £870 million to get 2 million people off smoking via NRT in 10 years. Something like 1 million people have done that this year at no cost to the taxpayer. Who's in it? Myself being one of them. I'm only a year and a half in. And such a fag in 15 months. And there's this general flippancy. Now, anyway, so that was my day at the hospital. Really, really disappointed in this. They're just absolutely not open, despite the fact was the hospital is vape friendly. The nurses will encourage you to vape on ward to stop you going out. So despite all that, they're just very flippant. Now, I've been listening to the radio today, on and off, and I'd never heard on any of the newscasts anything about e-cigarettes until we were taking little one home for the first time. And all of a sudden, mother-in-law turns up the radio, and it was a report on Worcester and Hereford. NHS does not endorse e-cigarettes. Kind of knew that. I don't particularly want them endorsed by the NHS. You know, old Jeremy Mean go, oh, it's a medical thing now, it's all ill and sick and shit. So, yeah, but it just seems that we're being cock-blocked everywhere now. And people who have the power to say, if you're struggling with this, try this, because it might actually work. You know, switching to an alternative delivery method. I'm waffling on. I'm cold, I'm tired. Obviously a new baby, very, very tiring work. Strictly speaking, the bloke doesn't really do a lot when it comes to a new baby, but, you know, no excuses, I am very tired. I'm very, very, very let down with what happened today. They had to talk to their press release officer to talk to me. They're allowed to talk to me. You can't really not talk to people if they're asking you questions about your job. But they wouldn't be filmed. So I was quite disappointed, very, very disappointed. And to hear, you know, that they're not going to be endorsed because we just don't know what's in. That line is getting old and thin. You do know what's in them. You do know exactly how they're manufactured. You do know. You have no excuse not to know. You're professionals at the top of your fields. Right? Politicians, you're professionals supposedly at the top of your fields. And you don't know where to look. You can't afford to hire somebody who does know where to look, who does know how to do proper research. And you really oughtn't be in power. You really oughtn't be where you are in your job. Just the thoughts of TheFury. A bit muddled, a bit mixed up, but like I said, I'm tired. I'm very tired. And slightly sickened. Medical professionals are more than happy to prescribe 12-year-olds NRT without your knowledge. Only Furious 79. You're gorgeous. Stay vaping. Educate these maladjusted oigs to the point of the only thing they will recommend is an e-cig. Peace.